Sea of Thieves is an endless ocean of opportunity, filled with gold seekers, tuckers, and combatants. There's no correct way to sail the seas, right? That's what I thought too, until I met the crew at the center of today's story who absolutely figured out the correct way to play Sea of Thieves, and I can't wait to share their goofy secret with all of you. Every day, thousands of crews set sail on the Sea of Thieves. This is just one crew story. This is Stories from the Sea of Thieves. Parked at a standard skeleton fort was the sloop USS Djibouti. A very strange name, considering unabbreviated its name is United States Ship Djibouti, and Djibouti is a country in East Africa. But hey, it doesn't have to make sense, because these pirates don't play by the rules. The captain of the ship was Captain Colonel Lieutenant, accompanied by his first mate, Featherbeard. They were hard at work today at a spawned Order of Souls skeleton fort, which made sense considering their ship was rocking the Order of Souls emissary flag. At this point, I've seen plenty of pirates go through and take down waves of skeletons, knowing that sword dashes and firebombs are by far the most efficient way to take down these waves. But things were different for Colonel Lieutenant and Featherbeard, because they had made this precariously large pile of kegs, and well, they were going to use it, but not in the way you'd think. I've seen it done where kegs are collected in a pile, then when the boss comes, the boss is lured into the pile and the kegs are then blown up when he's on it. That wasn't the play here. No, the play was instead to send Colonel Lieutenant with a keg directly through the hordes of skeletons, drop it right off in the middle of the crowd, and then run away as fast as he could. It was the captain's signature move from his old days in the military. And watching this was both a hilarious and nerve-wracking sight, because when the mutinous helmsman showed up, Colonel Lieutenant implemented the same technique. His first keg completely missed the mutinous helmsman because the mutinous helmsman used his legs and just walked away from the keg. He continued to use this strategy to some mixed results. But at the end of the day, the kegs totally did the job against the mutinous helmsman. On paper, was it the safest and most efficient way to complete the fort? Absolutely not. But was it the most fun and unexpected way to complete the fort? I'd say it was up there. The thing about pirates is that you can never predict what a pirate will do next. Will they backstab? Will they front stab? Will they decide to bring 3 kegs on the deck of their ship while their crewmate stands AFK on the deck, like Featherbeard did? The goofiness that comes from the unpredictability seen here was absolutely the correct way to be playing Sea of Thieves. Featherbeard bringing the 3 kegs onto their ship while Colonel Lieutenant remained idle seemed to be him just setting up a fun little surprise party for Colonel Lieutenant. And when Colonel Lieutenant returned, he, instead of offloading the standard kegs worth at most 200 gold apiece, insisted they take the kegs and just put them up in the crow's nest. With the treasure from the fort all loaded up, Featherbeard and Colonel Lieutenant went to dig up the ashen chest before heading out. But unfortunately, Colonel Lieutenant went idle again, this time on the island. Featherbeard tried various techniques to wake him up, first trying to make him laugh, and then trying to scare him, but nothing worked. Rather than begin to sail to the outpost or start up the next part of their journey, Featherbeard waited for Colonel Lieutenant to return. And it wasn't until Colonel Lieutenant completely disappeared that Featherbeard felt comfortable moving onto something new. Just a reminder, USS Djibouti was rocking the Order of Souls flag and was now sitting at grade 4 after completing the fort. With just needing one more level to reach grade 5, what voyage do you think Featherbeard decided to start up? Meet Abner and Daisy, probably the most well-nourished animals in the history of Sea of Thieves. They were fed about 8 coconuts and some pomegranates while in the company of Featherbeard and the now returned Colonel Lieutenant. I thought when Colonel Lieutenant returned, he was going to be upset that Featherbeard spent his spare time chasing down some pigs for the merchants instead of helping out the Order of Souls, but Colonel Lieutenant embraced the oinkers. Featherbeard was clearly growing quite attached, and this crew was truly refreshing. The Sea of Thieves has been around long enough that pirates obsess over the fastest way to get gold, or the quickest way to get certain achievements to unlock cosmetics, which is their prerogative, but focusing too much on maximum efficiency is what makes the seas lose its magic. This crew was now pulling into port to sell primarily Order of Souls loot, not at grade 5, and with 3 kegs on their ship, just living their best pirate lives. Featherbeard, who'd put a lot of love and trust into taking care of Abner and Daisy, now had to hand them over to the merchant, as he was contractually obligated to do. It was like handing over a best friend. Abner protested on the walk over, but Featherbeard knew he had to turn him over. He passed over the pigs and took a few steps back from Senior Trader Molly. The heartbreak was too much. So he reapproached and offered to pay double to buy them back, but Senior Trader Molly explained he was already too late and the pigs had already been turned into bacon and fed to the Pirate Lord. Heartbreak doesn't feel good at an outpost like this. While Featherbeard moped on the dock, Colonel Lieutenant sold off the rest of their Order of Soul Skulls before rallying Featherbeard to set sail again. And as the USS Djibouti set sail once again, I ask you to take their adventure today as a lesson. A lesson on how the correct way to play Sea of Thieves is to not get so hung up on the correct way to play Sea of Thieves. Yes, it feels great to aim for a goal and achieve it, but sometimes it's just as important to stop and do the unexpected along the way. Next time you find yourself on the seas, sell your stuff not at grade 5. Capture those pigs, even if you aren't a merchant, and definitely put those kegs on your ship. As the USS Djibouti boated up a dive quest, they sailed just on the edge of the storm, with their mast just inches away from being struck by lightning. But hey, it made what would have been the dullest of moments that much more exciting. The crew dove down into the depths to re-emerge in a new sea to sail and explore wherever the wind would take them, leaving behind one single reminder of what fun you can create when you do the unexpected in Sea of Thieves.